Hello, Celtic Women International at your Chicago St. Brigid's Day Imbolc gathering. My name's Bea Smith. Some of you know me from the 2011 Celtic Women International pilgrimage to St. Brigid that we had for about 8 days in January and February. And Maureen Smith invited me to share with you some poems. Many of my poems that are dedicated to St. Brigid and the goddess Brigid are in my Kindle poetry book, Brigid's Way, Reflections on the Celtic Divine Feminine. But I'm going to read you some new ones that aren't included in that collection because I keep on writing more because she is a fixture in my life. And the other thing is that because it's January, a friend of mine had said that before St. Brigid came into her life, you know, that period between the vernal equinox and Christmas really was a bit of a bummer. And it's cold, it's wet, it's muddy, it's dreary, it's dreck. But now she gets really excited because there's so many things that can be done to celebrate St. Brigid's Day or Imbolc. And I'm going to share two things with you that I've been doing. And one is altar making. There are so many different symbols of Brigid, either in her fiery aspect or in her watery aspect. And in particular, I have this small one. This is like a mini altar because you can just have a little space on a windowsill and whatnot. And I actually have used, this is a Brigid or Brigid doll that Jude Lally of, I think it's Celtic Soulcraft makes and sells on her Etsy shop. She's also a friend of mine. And what I have done is I have sat her in this bowl and spoon of plenty, because galore means plenty and galore means enough in Irish. And whoops, and then just to show, back in Lunasa I collected some grasses and lavender and mugwort from our house, and so those are the grains that are there with her. And so that just sits on my dining table, and that in itself is an altar. I also have crafted, for this year, I am just feeling the water aspect of Brigid, the springs, the well water, the holy wells. Don't ask me why, but it's just how it is. And so I crafted this Brigid. So she hasn't got the red hair, she has the golden hair from Brigid. There's lots of blue involved in this particular doll. And if you want to find out how I actually made her, you can visit my blog, Crone from Carogue, on the Sage Woman channel on witchesandpagans.com, pagansquare.com. And I explain how I made her. So, I'm going to read 3 poems to you. One is for the people who came in 2011, and it's the first one I'm going to read. And it's a bit of a Yeats pastiche, and it's called Coming to Ireland. I am Ireland, the holy land of Ireland. My stones speak from the ages. Time runs as the river Shannon, rising and flowing long and deep. I am Ireland. Wise salmon twists and leaps, somersaulting home to spawn while whale-backed drumlins ride out to sea and infinity. I am Ireland, not just a wild green dream. I am your bones, I am your flesh, I am your heart beating in your breast. I am Ireland. Who would rule me sleeps in my hills, in peace settles in my mounds, reigning wildish, with a heart fully whole. and a soul wholly free. We dance. So that one is especially for the pilgrims of 2011, and I can't believe it's 8 years that have gone by. This one, I'm aware that you in Chicago are probably knee-deep or thigh-deep in snow and deep cold. And it is about, there is new life, there are new beginnings, things are growing, the earth is warming, we can't see it. And this poem is called Surfacing. Laid down inside cold, damp ground, dreaming in the darkness. Laid down the kernel, the core, asleep, breathing in the darkness. Lying down, pierced by a sliver, a quiver's full of rays, shivering in the darkness. Lying down, shivering, pulling, pushing, clawing at the dreaming in the darkness. Lying still, yet not quite, sleeping, still deep in the dream, in the darkness. Pushing away, moving around, making a way, pulling up, rising from the darkness, rising from the sunken deep, blinking, stretching, sensing, unfurling from the darkness, awakening, awake, fully shaped, facing the light, made by the dreaming darkness. We do need that darkness in order to welcome the light, and Brigid. And so the final poem is a Holy Well poem. And I mentioned to Maureen that I'm actually going to be doing a workshop at the local open prison over St. Brigid's Day. And we're hanging out a Brigid and all kinds of interesting things that I've gotten permission to do. And this one is called Bridewell, and Bridewell is a name for prisons and for courts of justice in both England and Ireland. Bridewell. If you cannot forge something new from forgiveness, you stand there hovering on the rim of what if and what is yet to be. Reconciliation is a sacrament, a woman talking to Jesus at a well. The wise woman bride holds court at the well, where the deep, dark down below is the source, bubbling up, breaking the surface, rippling out, catching light and shining. Stare down deep. Drink that holy water. Be healed, not judged, she says. And that's something that all of us can wish. Be healed, not judged. And I wish that to you with all of the blessings of Brigid, her rays of illumination and inspiration, the healing of her deep, deep down source of wisdom. Have a blessed Imbolc, have a blessed St. Brigid's Day. All shall be well, all manner of things shall be well. We are enfolded in the love of Brigid.